How's it going, everybody? My name is the Moon Man. You're listening to the Moon Man Experience, and we've got a wonderful guest today, the leader of the Armana Group, the content creator, Atlas Theory himself. How are you doing, brother?
Good. Excited to be here, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, this is a good time. This is funny. We're always BSing on the background,
Yeah.
on the back end of things, and we've got a lot of things in the work, and I'm really excited for what the world's gonna see when it comes to me and you. So maybe you can just tell them a little bit about you, because I know you're always pumping out that content. You're always informing us about Star Atlas, but let's get to know Atlas Theory. Who are
Oh
you?
man.
What are you? And what do you stand for, man?
Oh, who am I? What am I? All right. My real name is Aaron Lugenbach. As you can see, possibly on the screen. Um, I am a content creator. I have been since the end of 2014, going into like 15. Um, Gone through a few different types of channels. Then I saw Star Atlas, had to jump in. So yeah, I'm here for the long haul from here on out, ramping up, getting ready for 2022 with some new series, some special projects. I stand for dreamers. I've had to kind of push myself throughout my life. I'm a creative by heart. It's really hard to be organized, to have motivation to go out and get my dreams. So that's kind of like what I am, what I work for, as a constant push of like self improvement as well. So through it all.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think we all need to, you know, push ourselves from time to time because, man, sometimes it gets dark, right? And it just
Mm-hmm.
happens like that. But we keep our front foot forward and everything usually works out. And you're doing an amazing job. You're literally skyrocketing on YouTube. The people love you. Star Atlas loves you. And you're just really doing big things and you're doing great things. Now, what have you learned over the years? Um, even those old years, right? Those old days when you were doing those different channels and stuff like that. What got you to this point, and how were you able to learn from those lessons? And what are you learning today when it comes to content creation?
Yeah. Um, to answer the last part first,
Hmm.
I'm really trying to push myself in, especially over this next year, just improving um, my content as far as learning new skills. I've kind of been in this relaxed area of, the same basic setup for years. I have a vlog camera from a previous channel that, it's just kind of my comfort zone. So, yeah, this year I'm going to push out of that. Um, but going back, I kind of have like a long-term perspective, and I'm very, very grateful for that. I've gone through YouTube channels where I've worked with teams of creators, and just like the messiness of how that can eventually unfold as like ego gets involved, is like is something that's it's a hard lesson, but I'm really glad to kind of take that with me into this new chapter. A little bit of background, I guess, to make all this a little bit more clear. I
Yeah,
started
please.
a Pokemon trading card game channel. I didn't upload, I
Nice.
think, until the end of December 2014 or the beginning of 15. But yeah, I grew that. I think that I hold on. So I started off in 2015, and then it's always almost been a group channel. I started off by myself, but we've had different areas of different characters. We really started off with Pokemon League vlogs, which is a weekly event that I just brought my camera to and kind of recorded the experience for everybody. We called the channel Trainer TV. I'm
That's
sure it's still
awesome.
out there.
Yeah.
It's still out there. You can go. If you do go watch the league vlogs, they're fun. Um, but
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna
through
check those
that
out
we built
tonight.
teams.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we built teams of creators. Or I should just say, like, a core team that really became characters in the eyes of the viewers, bouncing around between the different personalities. And it just became like a really fun experience. And then after that era, I think that ended 2017 about maybe, yeah, beginning 18. I did a little personal vlogging for a little bit, but after the fall of the channel, I kind of went into, of the Pokemon channel, I kind of went into like a kind of a depression where I couldn't find myself. And it's been 2, 3 years now. And boom, when I saw Star Atlas, I was like, I'm creating content for this. And it really got me out of my funk. So, like, this is round two of hopefully building a big brand. So,
Yeah, that's awesome,
yeah.
man. Isn't it amazing that you and so many others are literally experiencing the same thing? That Star Atlas is really what's taking us out of the norm and putting us into literally a new universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's
Let's
so
talk about
cool.
this. Let's talk about Pokemon though, because I'm a huge Pokemon fan myself.
All right.
Um, you were a card trader back in the day, I have to imagine. That's what
Mm-hmm.
got you going. Did you play the games? I know I was playing the Game Boy games. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
Cool. Started with Pokemon Blue.
Yeah,
Um, always played the games casually. Um, collected trading card games actually a little later. I, of course, had a few when they first came out. Um, but yeah, 2015 is when I really got into it, really got into the game, went into the competitive scene as well. Got to travel around to different states for regional events.
that's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, just it's a blast. It's a really fun time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of Blast, no pun intended, Blastoise was always my favorite, and yeah, Blue, dude, that was the way to go right there for
It's
sure.
it's 100% the way to go, and anybody who says otherwise, well, I don't want to get in trouble right now. It's Blastoise. You have to go Blastoise.
Yeah, you have to. That's awesome that we can connect on that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the favorite of mine, and I know everybody loved Charizard, but I was like, nah, But
Mm-mm.
nobody liked Ivysaur, right?
No.
Or Venusaur. I'm sorry, was it
Venusaur,
Venusaur?
yeah.
Yeah, Venusaur. Yeah, nobody liked Venusaur. That's yeah,
Yeah.
scum, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
So you transitioned into Star Atlas. You found Star Atlas. You're super happy. Got out of that funk. You're doing amazing things right now.
Thank you.
When did the creation of Armana really come into play? And I know it was recent, but back in the day, did you have any idea that you would be building this into something basically creating the Hollywood of Star Atlas and really actually not just creating content for yourself, but then building a platform of content creators. Did you
Mm.
see that coming?
Good question. No on what it would actually be. Yes, that it would be named Amarna. I've saved that name in my back pocket for over 10 years, waiting for the perfect project
Wow.
to use it on.
Wow.
For a little bit of context on the name, um, there is an ancient Egyptian pharaoh named Akhenaten, father of Tutankhamun, who is credited as the first monotheist in history. And to his one god, Aten, he built the city of Amarna. And for whatever reason, that story has always stuck with me. So I'd always wanted to use the name Amarna for a future company of mine. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, dude. I love that there's actually real context behind Armana and the name like that. That's awesome because it's like somebody could literally like deep dive on a conspiracy, right? And he's linked to Armana, and like you can
Right.
you can you know what I mean. It leads for more history and more lore and discovery.
Yeah.
So that's really cool that you actually looked at it that way and brought that to the
Mm-hmm.
forefront and it waited around for 10 years, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank
Um,
you.
so
Mhm.
you had mentioned that you're actually from Norway, but you came from the States. Do you maybe
Mhm.
want to elaborate on that and just inform the people um,
Yeah.
that whole story? Because I think it's really cool.
Yeah, sure. So I was born in Denver. I'm from Colorado. Lived there my whole life. I've been to Norway a few times, but I've been here permanently about a little over a year now. Um, a few years ago, I came here for my actually brother's wedding. And my now wife was my brother's bride's sister.
Cool.
Yeah, connection. So
I like it.
yeah, here now for the foreseeable future. But love my Colorado, and I hope I can go visit the States here soon.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that would be awesome. We would love to have you back here, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, Now let's shift into Star Atlas
sure.
and that whole. We've kind of already been talking about it, but give us your thoughts on Star Atlas in general, and obviously all the content you've created about it. But just what's your
Mhm.
opinion about Star Atlas, man? What is Star Atlas to you?
Everything right now. It's like the culmination of a lot of my values, a lot of my interests, especially like space. Always been a huge sci-fi lover. Crypto, been in that for a few years now, and just those two, first of all, joining together, and then also learning that we're going to be able to create in this world, and that was kind of like that third piece for me was the creative side, um, as well as it being a RPG, huge RPG fan, Skyrim most of all. And yeah, just there's
Yeah,
all those things. It just was like boom, here you go. So yeah, right now Star Atlas to me is really my now and my future, I think. So
that's beautiful. Yeah, it really is something different, and the only thing that I feel like we have to relate it to, besides the ship mission, is obviously new, but a lot of talk about Eve Online, a lot of talk about Star Citizen. Are those two games that you're interested in, that you play, that you like, that you maybe want to see things? You want to see Star Atlas do things that those games are doing. Maybe talk about those games a little bit because you're a gamer. Yeah.
I'm I'm a casual. I haven't actually played Eve Online or Star Citizen, but I have watched streams from the both of them. Um, I've been an Elder Scrolls fan, both the single player and also the MMO. So that's kind of like really
Right.
where I
Right.
have my basis. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, talk about Elder Scrolls then.
Oh yeah.
Is this something that you get deep into? I mean, did you ever have a guild or a team in there? Are they maybe actually transferring with you into Star Atlas? Um, yeah.
Yeah, as far as that, the guild, no, not so much.
Are there even guilds in Elder Scrolls? There's got to be, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I've only
Yeah,
played it 5 hours.
in the MMO, there's a few guilds. And I guess like in the single player game, but it's not like it's not other real players.
Right.
Um, but yeah, no one really transferring me over in with me over into Star Atlas. So this is kind of like new friends, new community. Having a lot of fun talking with everybody on Twitter, and just getting to be a part of these spaces and stuff. But yeah, as far as my background, mostly just casual, Skyrim, Oblivion, um, you know, just some
Yeah.
basic games, Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Hmm.
Elder Scroll Online. Wasn't that one of them? I
Hmm.
remember I played like 10 hours in that, and that was about it. So I know the
Yeah.
game a little bit, but yeah, those games always killed me because they were like, and no disrespect to you and the people
No.
that play them, um, they always killed me because they just like you would just have your weapon, right, and then you would just like hack up and down, and then you move to your next area, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, how the heck do people get into this? But they really do,
Hmm.
man. And there's large communities for like Skyrim and all these games. Like they go
Yeah.
deep, and the communities are huge.
Hmm.
Um, what do you think for like blockchain gaming and like those type of game players? Like, are we gonna see games in the future that are that type of game? Your Skyrims, your Elder Scrolls. Are we gonna see those type of games here in the future, but on the blockchain?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to probably be some of the biggest because I think
Yeah.
um, economies of them. Star Alice is, of course, doing it perfect and the best right now. But as you know, these fantasy, I guess, is like what I'm envisioning. These fantasy RPGs,
Yep.
once they
Yep.
get like, crypto and blockchain, bases, are going to be monsters. And I think they're going to, outpace, or at least revenue wise, like shooters and, other similar games like that. Just like the fan bases, and like the people who like dive into like the lore of it all and like
Yeah.
spend their whole lives anyways, already know that, like, when they get real money behind it, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
I've,
Yeah.
I've
I
I
see
have
where you're
so many
going.
friends that quit these, MMORPGs because they've spent too much time and it's taking away from like their jobs. But if they're making money, they're staying. So it's gonna be fun. It's a bright future for that genre, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And what do you think about some of these big corporations and some of these big gaming um, brands like
Mhm.
Steam, for instance? Literally, they're not doing blockchain. They want nothing to do with it. They're basically closing that door till I don't know when, but right now it's closed. What do you
Mhm.
think of? And then there's some that aren't getting on board just because maybe they just aren't concerned with it, and then there's some that are interested. What do you think about that whole side of things in the industry itself?
It's just the saying, evolve or die. In my opinion, I think that some of them are going to wait too long. By the time they get in, they're already way behind to companies who jumped in earlier, or just crypto based companies and that were here since the beginning. Um, Now, I am excited for other games to jump in. I think Epic Games is poised to be, a huge player if they really go into it. Um, but yeah, I see some of these kind of being blockbusters to
Yeah,
Netflix, just like kind of laughing of, this industry is not going to be able to take us. It's going to be years away. And they'll say that for those, 5, 6, 7 years until they're done,
yeah,
in my opinion. Yeah.
yeah. I think that is going to happen as well. I think a lot of them are going to screw themselves, and they're going to not even. Uh, yeah, they're just not even going to think that we're competitors. You know what I mean? They're Goliath, we're
Mhm.
Davids, and they're just going to continue to think that they're Davids until one day they
Right.
roll over and they're David and they get smashed. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
just that, you know what I mean? You can't, and once the trains are already going, man, you can't try to get on board so late. It's just, oh man, it's gonna be ugly, dude. There's gonna be some
Mhm.
people, there's gonna be some serious players hating on the metaverse gaming.
Yeah.
So let's get into something else. We were talking off interview, and you had mentioned that you actually used to read books about like robots and robotics. Maybe tell us a little bit about that because that's super interesting and cool.
Yeah. I think the love of it all really started in high school. I was in a science fiction literature class, actually. We started reading, some of the greats like Isaac Asimov, and just the philosophy that surrounded robots and robotics really just stuck with me. So I paid attention to the space. I am not a mind to deep dive. So it's a lot of theory and creativity. So I never got into like actually like the core of building a robot or, such, but questions like, will they get to a point of feeling, and what do we need to program them with so that they don't harm, society? Will they be a harm to
Yeah,
society in the first place? you know like it's this law of robotics type of, questions, and yeah,
yeah.
ghosts in the machine. type things.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
like those questions. Yeah, I think the future of robots is going to be pretty cool.
Mhm.
Now, real quick, you can dive into that, but I gotta ask you, did you ever watch that like battle bots on TV? You remember when they used to fight the robots?
Yeah,
Did you ever watch? Yeah, that was cool.
I did. Yep. Yeah, those are cool.
Those are pretty funny, man. Those are hilarious.
Yeah.
You'd have just like a big old like hacksaw just spinning in the middle, and it would just
Yeah.
tear somebody's whole project that they've worked on for a year, in half. It's like,
Right.
oh my gosh,
I always
it's
felt a little bit
terrible.
bad. But yeah,
Yeah,
because like they would spend so much time talking about like the team and like the blood, sweat, and tears that went into building this robot, and it just gets destroyed.
yeah.
Yeah, it's oh man.
And look at that. The Snyder's team, their robot just got cut in half. Like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
man. Terrible, terrible. But well, yeah, what's like a future? What's a pretty cool future that you see when it comes to robots? Like, do you want to see AI, intelligent robots walking amongst us? Do you think that's coming? Are you open to it? Are you welcome to it? What's your thoughts on that? It's coming, I think so, but
Yeah. I think it's coming definitely first in the way of like on automation and base level jobs
for
in my
sure.
opinion. Especially in like car and trucking. I know that there have been a few politicians and also some prominent figures that have talked about, the near term problems that that's going to cause as far as like gas station and employments in small towns and such. Um, so I think it's going to be a huge problem at first, but I think overall, in my opinion, I am of the mindset that I would like to see robots around us.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah, it's awesome
yeah.
that you bring up like the trucking, right? You have like autonomous trucks, and I know like Elon Musk
Mhm.
talks about like having like a fleet like of just 10
Right.
trucks, and they're all in sync with each other, and really they're all just driving to the lead mine of the front truck, and then all of them are just in sync, just moving along
Mhm.
uh the highway, and because they're autonomous, it makes it that much more safer. There's nobody driving it, and
Right.
it's just safer, right? So I think yeah, I think you hit it right on the head with that one when it comes to that's going to be the first integration of robots that we actually see out there.
Mhm.
But let's talk about like if you want to keep talking about it, I love this
Yeah.
type of subject.
Yeah. Let's go.
Um, let's talk about like actual like robots, you know what I mean, like on the sidewalks with us, like walking amongst us, helping people in their houses, taking our orders at restaurants, maybe doing police work, or maybe you even have like a drone
Mhm.
using firefighter hose, you know what I mean, spraying water, you know what I mean, like in all
Right.
aspects of robots. What about that?
Mhm. Yeah. I think it is coming. Um, the philosophy or like dynamic of it all is it's hard to speak on because I think we're going to I think there's going to be a majority of humans that don't like it. So I think like a question, not the, I don't think in the iRobot book, but the iRobot like movie brings up like almost the hate towards the machines. Um, so I mean, I guess that would happen as well. But to answer your question, I guess, sorry, I'm like bouncing around with all these, you
No,
know.
you're fine.
um, I would like to see it. I think it's going to happen. Probably like deliveries first with drones and just like human aid, right? Helping us do our jobs better. Um, and I think that to kind of tie in Star Atlas and the metaverse, I think that the metaverse is going to be necessary because of robots and AI. I think they'll take over, a majority of the job market. And we're going to need a place to make money. And I think that diving into the metaverse through, metaverse gamings or just metaverse operations and running companies that yeah, that's going to be a pivotal part to us transitioning into that kind of era. is something else for us to do and for a way for us to make money. Otherwise, there's going to be too many people in the world that are out of jobs due to it.
Yeah, I think I wholeheartedly agree with that. Um, as the robots, start popping up, people are going to be shoved inside, and they're going to have to find things to do, which is
Hmm.
boom, Star Atlas.
Right.
That
Yeah.
is true. That is true. Let's yeah. Now that we're back at Star Atlas, let's talk about. So the other day on Twitter Spaces, we were all talking about Polis. What's your thoughts on Polis? Are you buying a lot right now? Are you trading that Atlas for Polis? That you get from your ships. What's your thoughts on Polis, real quick?
Oh man, Polis is like the coin. I loved it. Yeah, shout out to you and Ash, Santi, the whole group there. Um, Wonderful talk. Loved it. I listened to it the next day. You guys, the whole everybody who showed up brought some really good, topics and discussion and answers, to the whole Polish Polis question. I'm buying as much as I can. A lot of my money is currently in NFTs. I'm trying to
Hmm.
get some out to buy more Polis.
Yep.
But definitely in the accumulation phase, and I urge others to do the same. Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think about let's go price speculation. Obviously, we've got this you know, bear market that I think is maybe around the corner. I mean, we just don't know how with NFTs and
Mm-hmm.
crypto where it's at today and the adoption that it's been seeing. We don't know
Mm-hmm.
how bad of a bear market we're actually going to experience, or if one at all. I
Right.
mean, we've seen the fiat currency and we've seen the stock exchange run rampant for the past 10 years. You know what I mean? What if
Mm-hmm.
crypto's on the next uptrend for something like that?
Right.
Speaking for myself and speculation, please, people, understand what you're buying into. But
Mm-hmm.
um, what do you see Polis possibly dropping lower and it even going on sale more? I know you're in the accumulation phase, obviously, but is that
Mm-hmm.
something that you see happening?
Only if we go into a bear market or some kind of freak event where all of crypto drops. I do think we're at some of the lowest numbers that Polis will be at ever, especially if the staking comes out, in February.
Hmm.
I just don't see it dropping much lower. I was watching it today. 5.02, I think, was the lowest I
That's
saw it
cheap.
get to.
It's cheap.
Yeah, so cheap. Yeah, but like again, if we went into like a bear market, I still don't see it ever going below. I don't know. I shouldn't say stuff like this.
Yeah.
I don't see it going much lower. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what about Atlas? You see Atlas depleting over time, like kind of like everybody was saying, just because, um, that price is going to go down lower and lower and lower, and it's literally just a trading currency. It's not meant for anybody to buy it at 10 cents and go, I think it's going to $1 one day. I'm going to be
Right.
a millionaire. That's not how that's actually. It's reverse. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think um who was it? Don Kane. Just
Hmm.
like the stabilization
Yeah.
is something kind of I've always seen on it. I've seen so many people, especially in the beginning, like buy Atlas, buy Atlas. I'm like, I always understood it as like no, like it's the blood. It has to be, it has to
Right.
be at least as stable as it can get.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't recommend buying it. I just keep enough Atlas to resupply my ships. And right now I should be buying Polis, I guess, but I am stacking up for more. So converting it into some money to buy some mining. Yeah.
Favorite ships. What do you like?
Mm, the rainbow, the whole
Yeah.
rainbow line. Yeah, I love
Nice.
the Ohm. I want more. I only have one. But yeah, the Ohm definitely fits my style. The whole rainbow, I think, really fits my style.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if
Mhm.
you're ready for it, but I'm waiting just to see how those Titan auctions go, right?
Oh
It's
yeah.
gonna be a fun time. I can't participate, but this is gonna be
Yeah, neither
hilarious
can
to
I.
watch whales just bid. I hope that there's some type of place we can watch that. You know, I'm sure there'll be a marketplace where
Yeah,
the bidding's happening that we can all tune in and just keep looking at.
I hope so. That'd be
Man,
awesome.
what do you
Moon Man
see?
live stream.
Yeah, that would be great, right? Join me, join me.
Yeah.
Um, so I gotta ask you, like, obviously that big Titan one that's like almost like an X shape. It's like an X with the little backing.
Mm.
That
Hmm.
big old one, you know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
always like previewed when they talk about Titan ships. What do you like? What do you see something like that going for? I mean, it's hard to
Uh,
say, but
yeah, I see it going for,
let's say if it was put on auction with all that we know today, it was put on
yeah,
auction tomorrow. What do you think that you see that going for?
um, 6 to 10 million.
Wow,
Because
that's
we see like,
that's
yeah,
big.
we see people coming in with like these 3 million buys, and that's to like supply their fleet. But they're not fleet anchors. The Titan is, right.
Yeah,
That's what makes your fleet the true monster. So I definitely see the same people we've seen put 3 million in get up to 6. Mm-hmm.
wow, that's crazy, right? Like just to think about that. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what teams are going to be able to do that, or what new teams are going to come out of the
Right.
woodworks, you know,
Yeah.
um, or even what big players, like what big whales and corporations are going to say, "Hey, no, we're not playing, but we're buying this Titan ship, so this team can, you know, work it and use it for us."
Yeah.
Some really
Now,
cool stuff.
I guess I should say that depends on how much information
Excuse me.
that we get on the Titan and how different that is from the information that we have on the next ship down. Um, like as far as like size difference and all that information. Like
Right.
if it's truly double, triple, quadruple, whatever, these tree arrows, that would still only be $400,000, right? So
Yep.
it would have to be insane to reach that level. But I mean, yeah, I think around 6.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's it's crazy, and I think the tree arrow is an anomaly. And I think that's the first of its kind, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think so.
tree arrows. That's something mean, dude.
I know
That's
it's
something
it's so
mean.
sick. It's so sick.
This game is so crazy, dude. Like, I can't wait till we all just get to experience this. And obviously, we got the, we got the ship modules, module coming, and we're going to actually be able to walk through and see these ships for the first time. That's gonna be breathtaking. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I just can't wait for this all to happen, man. I just can't wait. This is gonna be
Either.
something else, man.
It's gonna be so
Um,
cool. Oh man.
So this has been a really great talk, dude. Like you're literally the best. It really just, we're just, it's friends talking, man. This is super
Mm-hmm.
casual, and I always
Definitely.
love talking to you. And me and you are really working on some cool things in the future for the community, and I think they're going to be blown away. And I don't think they've ever really seen something like that, something like what we're gonna put together here soon, and or we're working on.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you want to speak on it a little bit with them, but I feel like we can't yet because it's, you know,
Yeah.
pre-alpha. It's like beta, but it's gonna be so dope.
It's gonna be so cool.
It
I cannot
is
wait to show everybody and really take us a step further into what's next.
definitely. Anything you want to leave the people with, and tell them about yourself, maybe that you know we didn't touch on or I didn't bring up that you're thinking about.
Oh, oh man. I mean, no financial advice, of course, but if you truly believe in a project, if you truly believe in the team, you know, um, scared money doesn't make money. I see, like my top comments, my neck have actually become more negative. Like this is a scam. You're a scammer. Why are you promoting scams? Um, I think there's a lot of distrust in crypto, and um, no matter how it turns out, if the team succeeds or fails, I believe in them. But I have had already one of the greatest journeys of my life, and I'm very thankful that we're all here working together for the future that we want. So, yeah,
Yeah. Middle finger to the haters.
right.
That's crazy. I forgot that you literally you're taking off on YouTube, so you actually are dealing with you've now surpassed like just a community of Star Atlas people, which is all love. You know what I mean? You're now reaching other people that look
Mhm.
at this and just go scam, and it's like, what? Like the comments
Right.
change from all love to, oh man, this is reality. There's the haters and then the ones that support.
Hmm.
That's crazy that that's starting to happen to you. Yeah, screw them, man.
Yeah.
They're just gonna talk. I mean, they've got something to say about everything, and screw them. You know.
I guess going off that too, like for anybody listening, if you haven't jumped into, Star Atlas or a guild, or if you just have like an idea or a dream that, you want for yourself in the metaverse, like the metaverse is yours just as much as it is anyone's. So take that leap for yourself, whether that be building a brand or, just making new friends. So definitely get in there. Mm-hmm.
100%. So, right before we go, be sure to let the people know where they can find you, how they can connect to you, how they can maybe join the Armana group. Let them know.
Yeah, definitely. Main place to find me is Twitter at Star Atlas Theory. You can also find the Amarna Group at Amarna Group SA. Yeah, come join us. We're a group of creators. Even if you're part of another guild, you can still come create, have fun with us. And yeah, we have a bunch of positions still open as far as the DAC guild side goes. So if you have a certain skill, come join us. We're building out a city where we're working hard behind the scenes to bring some Hollywood entertainment magic. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful,
So,
beautiful. Well,
mhm.
hey man, I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to speak with me and do this.
Of course, thank you for having me on.
Thank you, thank you. All right, everybody, you have just listened to the Moon Man Experience, and please, please go follow Atlas Theory. Please go check him out. He's really the real deal. He's out here making great content, and just give him all the support that he deserves. Thank you guys for listening, and this is the Moon Man Experience.